Hi everyone, I'm Godwin Anyebe, your anchor for Consumers Assembly here on Consumers TV. I must say that I'm humble and delighted for your support all this while. You've been subscribing to our channels, you've been sharing our videos, and some of you have been dropping comments in the comment section on how to improve on what we're doing. And I want to sincerely thank you all for that. And the team members also asked me to extend their kind regards to you. They said your encouragement will never go unnoticed. Today, we'll be continuing with our conversation on environmental terrorism. We did discuss about environmental terrorism in our last episode, and we pointed out to who environmental terrorists are. Today, our conversation on environmental terrorism will be around deforestation. According to the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, forests cover 31% of the world's land area. That is over 4 billion hectares of an incredible, biodiverse, precious ecosystem. Over half of the world's forests are in just 5 countries, such as Brazil, China, the United States, Russian Federation. Since 1990, around 420 million hectares of forests have been lost, while deforestation has decreased in the past decades. It has remained a serious problem, most especially here in Nigeria. And when you talk about Nigeria, I want to be specific to the part of Nigeria where this thing is common, and that is around the Middle Belt region. Today, when you go to the Middle Belt region, maybe for economic reason, you see the youth in that region and even the elderly will be cutting down trees, burning those trees, converting them to charcoal, sell them to vendors who will move them to the coastal region, and those things will now be exported to Asia, Europe, as the case may be. To them, they are making economic gains out of what they are doing, not knowing that they are actually causing a lot of harm to the environment. When you go to Benue State, Kogi State, and Taraba State, for instance, there are trees that are known for their health values. Some of those trees, before the advent of um, these modern seasonings, they are used for our local seasonings. Some of them are actually used to produce dawadawa, okpehe, and what they call iru in some part of the country. But our youth have succeeded in almost, almost sending that very species of tree into extinction because of the activities of deforestation, which is not very good at all. Now, deforestation is dangerous to our land, and if you are involved in it, you should know that you are an environmental terrorist. Communications use climate model and satellite data to measure the climate impact of tropical deforestation on the forests left behind. They found that after deforestation in one patch of the Amazon, the resulting climate changes led to another 5.1% loss to total biomass, roots, branches, leaves, etc. for the Amazon basin. This matters because trees' biomass stores carbon. Since 2010, deforestation has removed 1 petagram, that is 1 trillion kilogram of carbon every year. That carbon goes into the atmosphere and drives climate change. Understanding how deforestation affects other forests is very essential. You can see what your activities has actually caused to humanity. Like I said in one of our videos, I said in every gathering at the international scene now, one of the major things people talked about is climate change. Look at the temperature in parts of United States and even part of European countries in recent times. What could have actually caused that thing? It's nothing but climate change. And climate change happens because of our activities to the environment. When we talk now, some of you will begin to say, what we are saying is not correct, that your ancestors have been doing this thing before you were even born. But I just want to put it to you that this thing that is happening in part of the world today, some of them must have argued in the past that forget it, nothing, Joe. It has been happening in the past. But today, they have started seeing the resultant effects of what some of them have done to the environment in the past. So what we're trying to say now is that you should be careful with what you do to our environment for the sake of your unborn children. Yes, forests are actually essential to clean air. Through photosynthesis, the leaves of trees take in carbon dioxide and water. Combined with the sun's energy, they convert these materials into nutrients, a byproduct of this process, oxygen. One day supply of oxygen for 4 people. Trees also produce the effect of APM, which are particles of different chemicals that can cause lung and heart disease. This makes trees especially valuable in cities where pollution is higher. They also store carbon dioxide and keep it out of the atmosphere. Healthy forests are essential large air filters. Deforestation has the opposite effect. It removes an essential source of cleaner air and releases the stored carbon, worsening the air quality. Bad air has serious consequences. According to the World Health Organization, around 4.2 million people die every year as a result of outdoor air pollution. Those who don't die are at risk for score of lung and heart diseases. Yes, you heard me right. Those who don't die are at risk of lung and heart diseases. So when we talk, you said this thing has been in existence before we were born. But like I want to tell you that modernization and civilization has caused a lot of changes in the way we do things. Life instead is dynamic. Life evolved. And that is why you have to be careful with whatever thing you do. For instance, if you go to some of our hinterland, there are a lot of infrastructural development where you see a lot of roads being constructed to connect with major cities. So where before now you don't see vehicles moving, we don't see a vehicle moving now because of that connection and interchange through our hinterland to major cities. A lot of vehicles are moving, and in the course of that movement, they emit a lot of elements into the air, thereby polluting our atmosphere. So we need our forests and our trees to filter the air for us. We need our forests and our trees to actually clean the air for us. If you continue to cut down our trees, if you continue in the act of deforestation, how do you think our air will be clean? Now I put it to you that if you continue to cut our trees, you are exposing our people to lung and heart diseases, which is not actually good. So and another thing again, it also makes outdoor work dangerous. Most of our people are involved in outdoor work. Most of our people, in fact, if you go to Benue State, for instance, our people in Benue, Taraba, Kogi, Kwara, and part of the Middle Belt are predominantly farmers. And what they do is nothing but outdoor work. So millions of people work outdoors in industries like constructions and agriculture. So when forests are healthy, they block the sun's radiation, offer shade, and cool down the air. When trees in places like the Middle Belt are cut down, the temperature shoots up. According to 2021, a study in One Earth, nearly 5 million people working in tropical areas over the past 15 years lost around 30 minutes of safe work time per day because of deforestation, which is not good at all. Very, very bad. So our people who work actually in the forest or in the farms, they need shade to rest. But when you cut down the trees, where do you expect them to actually get shade from? What you are doing is not good at all. So forests are also crucial to the economy everywhere in the world. Communities living in forests depend on their biodiversity. Around 86 million green jobs involve forests, while 880 million people collect wood for the fuel or produce charcoal. People of all income levels uses forests, but 90% of those living in extreme poverty depend on them for at least part of their livelihood. Many forms of recreation and tourism also rely on forests. Based on some estimates, the economic value of the forest ecosystem or the forest ecosystem services could be as high as 16.2 million US dollar every year. So the total value could be much higher, according to an analysis by the Boston Consulting Group, which attempted to measure value based on climate regulatory function, environmental benefits, social value, and commercial output. The world's forest could be worth as much as $150 trillion. As much as 90% of the value comes from forest ability to store carbon. You can imagine what forest can actually do to humanity. But some of us, instead of doing everything within our means to make forests a better place, to continue to maintain forests, we get ourselves involved in deforestation, which is actually dangerous. Before now, our people actually, even up to now, when you travel to some of our villages in Nigeria, our people uses firewood. So when you finish cutting down these forests, where do you expect them to get firewoods from? Like someone who said in Nigeria, they said a party food that is cooked with firewood is sweeter than that one that they use gas to cook. Have you tried that? Yes, I've tested it, and I will tell you, I can tell you on a very good authority that the difference is clear. When you test food that is cooked by with firewood, you notice that the taste is different for that one that they use gas to cook. So why do you want to get yourself involved in threatening our forests? Please stay away from it. Another issue again that is of importance to us, which some people have actually raised and they asked us to discuss in this parliament, is that of bush burning. A lot of our people get themselves involved in bush burning, which is not actually good. Bush burning in Nigeria has become a serious issue, even though some people in some part of Nigeria have a relative control over their own. For instance, in southern Nigeria, there is a way they control bush burning. Unlike northern Nigeria. In northern Nigeria, people in northern Nigeria don't even have control over bush burning at all. Southern Nigeria, they have their forest guards that actually checkmate the activities of bush burning. Some of them don't allow that to happen at all. But in northern Nigeria, is a free for all. Bush burning is the removal of natural vegetation cover that protect the soil surface through the use of fire. This exposes the land to the effect of wind, water erosion, and ultraviolet radiation. Bush burning has detrimental effect to the environment, health, and the economy. It involves the production of air pollution such as carbon monoxide, hydrocarbon, hydrogen sulfide, nitrogen oxide, sulfur, oxon, and other oxidants. Particulate pollutants such as dust, fume, mist, and smoke are also obtained from bush burning. The sources and effects of this pollutant in relation to carbon subsequestration and how they affect agricultural output, the environment, health, and economy have continued to become a source of concern in different gathering of experts when that has to do with environmental issues is a serious concern. It has become a serious issue in every gathering. Bush burning is dangerous. I understand that some of our people will tell you that is what they do before they usher in rainy season, that they set bushes on fire to hunt for animals, which they use for their festivals. You know, I don't think we should continue in that direction. Life itself is dynamic. We should be able to embrace change. We should be able to embrace change. Some of us set our bushes on fire in search of rat. Just right. Just right. Because of rat, you put the life of your unborn generation in danger. It is not good at all. It even affects the soil. Those days that our people get involved themselves in bush burning or indulges in bush burning, they had a lot of land to plant to play with. If they farm on a land, for instance, for 3 years, they move to another land and they allow that one to stay. That is what, for some years, that is what is called fallow system in agriculture. They move to another one, farm there, move to another one. But now, our population has grown exponentially. Where do you think our people will have more land to farm? There are no lands now, and that is why we're even having problem with the output of our agriculture, because what we are doing is actually affecting the land. Most of our land are no longer productive. They don't produce um, crops the way they used to do in the past, because our activities have actually caused the soil not to be productive again. So stay away from bush burning so that our soil will be productive, so that our soil will continue to produce enough food. There is food security, there is food crisis presently going on in Nigeria, in fact globally. So if we continue to harm our soil, where do we expect to get food that would take care of our growing population from? Please stay away from bush burning. If you are into bush burning or deforestation, you are an environmental terrorist. And environmental terrorism is not good at all. Please be a friend to the environment and stay away from any act that will amount to environmental terrorism. Thank you very much. Once again, I want to say again that please continue to subscribe to this channel. Please, I want to humbly appeal to you that you continue to subscribe to this channel. Please share this video so that it will go viral. What we are doing is for the sake of humanity. So please help us in subscribing to this channel. Also, advise your friend to help us subscribe to this channel. Share this